college-like material stuff, and I'd carry down and more elaborate story building jokes, that I would bring from engineering. And they would gather around, and pretty soon the manager said, hey, looky, try to keep it no more than, when the engineer comes down, keep it down to two people, you and him. Because I would start drawing a crowd because we'd tell stories, and they'd gather around to listen to the story from what the stories they had upstairs.
Well, everybody would rather stand around and listen to your stories than work, that's for sure.
Always. Yeah, they told me one time, they said, here's what they told me. Do not go down on the floor unless they call you. Because if I went down there on my own, it was like Jesus came back to Jerusalem, I would walk in on the floor and the crowd, they'd come running around. They wanted to get the latest jokes and stuff, And yeah, they would just say, you only go down there when they call you. The phone stayed busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I used to go visit this old machinist. He was an old bearded old machinist guy. He was way past retirement age, but he didn't want to give up his job. And he told me, he said, today is sometime in May. He gave me I looked around, he didn't have a calendar nowhere. I said, how do you know the date is? He said, look over on that column of steel over there, and there was a nail hole or a screw came out of that metal. The sunbeam shined onto it, and he had measured all the spots, and he knew the dates and the seasons from where the sun was at. He put it on that column. And he said, yeah, today's April. He could tell where it was at by where that light was at, if the sun was shining. He was something else. So I go over there, and up in engineer, they gave me a can. And what they did up in engineer, they had a little, like a salve can that you take the top off, where it just twists off. And they had wrapped a paper clip inside the can with a rubber band. Then you put the lid down over the rubber band. And so you say, hey, I've got, right on the label, it says rattlesnake eggs. And I said, I've been carrying this can of rattlesnake eggs. And they said, they told me if I kept it in my hand, it would get warm. The eggs would eventually hatch. And I said, I've been carrying it all day long. I said, I don't hear anything. And the guy that I'll be telling this to, he said, I'd put it over, and he'd lean his ear over, and I would twist that lid, and that rubber band would unwind itself of that paper clip inside that can. It'd go like a rattlesnake. Well, the guy would just scream, Well, I did this to him. Oh, buddy. He started grabbing his chest. He said, you should not have done that. He said, I could go into cardiac arrest. I'm just barely hanging on here. I went, oh, my God. I never even thought, what if I killed the old man?
Yeah.
Oh, OC wanted to know what I missed. All right, so Sick, you want to give a recap to OC there, what he missed?
What he missed? Anarchy, mayhem,
debauchery.
Yeah.
The usual stuff, the usual Monday morning chit chat.
Yeah, normal stuff.
Listen, shit, today is Monday, ain't it?
Well, we know the price of prostitution.
Inflation has infected that.
I'm an old guy. I thought it was still around $9, and the youngest man on the block would be the Desert Outlaw, and he said it's like $1,000 a night.
Yep.
God damn.
That sounds accurate.
A night. Holy God.
Yeah.
And listen to this. I've had divorces. If you break it down, that divorce number 4, it was thousands of dollars for every throw. I ain't kidding you.
Oh, yeah.
If you count all the times that you finally made a connection with her, and you can figure out what it cost you during the 8 years you was together, for every time that you had the moment to sleep with her, what it would cost, and it was a fortune. So, them prostitutes keep themselves looking good too. They're always looking fine.
That is crazy. $1,000 a night? Oh my fuck.
$1,000.
Well, I mean, look how much a divorce costs, and look how much a marriage costs, and a house, and kids, and all that other shit.
Oh yeah. Before I would pay $1,000, I'd just take matters in my own hand.
Exactly. I was just saying, I would rather jerk off.
Yeah. Exactly. No.
Hell with everybody.
It's $100 just for a reach around.
Yeah, for Christ's sake.
I'll reach around myself and go buy a box of beer with my $100.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd go get you a 6-pack, a 2-4 of Alpine.
No Alpine, Mac.
He's against Alpine.
I've drank that putrid stuff when I was a kid. That's. I'll have to go get a can of it somewhere and mail it to you and watch you drink it. Or you won't taste it anyway. What am I talking about?
I would taste it, but my taster wouldn't be the same as yours.
Yeah.
So they called and confirmed the appointment for Wednesday the 6th to look at my foot again.
Oh.
So that's good.
Just 2 days
when
away.
you going back to the DMV? You doing that this week?
I don't know. So the latest excuse is she's having corporate come down to the property this week. She doesn't know if they're coming down Monday or Tuesday or Thursday and Friday. So it's like excuse after excuse after excuse. It's like, let's do it already. Now I got the paperwork. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, listen, sorry, but you got to come pick me up. I was like, I ain't riding down there with a sock and a boot on my one foot.
No, that ain't no way to be riding, especially with your left foot. You're trying to shift and whatnot now.
Well, I mean, I went to the store and shit like that, and I was shifting all right, but I'm not going 70, 80 miles an hour down 75 either. I can run around town like that. That's not a big deal. But I can't be going down 45 minutes down 75 with no shoe on. You gotta be kidding me. God forbid she go out of her way,
Yeah. Don't sound like she's making it easy for you.
Well, she's not. And then every time I bring it up, she's like, you're welcome for the van. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
And what's the van actually worth at the end of the day? How much could you sell that thing for if you were going to sell it? Like
privately, maybe $1,000.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
I'm the kind that has always had to pay too. Yeah, none of it's free. I'm telling you, even though you got a marriage, they say, well, I mean, once you settle down with a good woman, all right, then she's got to have her own car, and then the babies start coming, and and then all of a sudden they need their car, and then your wife all the time is just paying and paying.
Yeah, I've done it for years.
I put tires on that car, on the van. I put a friggin' power steering pump in it. I put a friggin' belts on it. I put friggin' brakes in it, and then she's saying I should be grateful. I was like, I should be grateful.
Tips or tires? It's going to cost dollars.
I was like, anything fun's going to cost money. Anything fun, Salty, you're going to pay for it. If you have fun with tires and tips, well, that's what's going to cost you. You want to go RVing or boating, that's what's going to cost you.
Back during my days, we used to like the wide oval tires, the big tire, and you relate that to a woman's breast, I mean, more money, so it's all relatable.
Yeah, funny how that is, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I guess them girls have a lot of upkeep, all them pretty suits they have to wear, the clothes and stuff. keep themselves looking good all the time.
And then women say, "Oh, I'm not about money," but then when you don't have any money, all of a sudden they seem like they're about money.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of them like that.
Money doesn't matter to me. Oh, okay. We'll see about that.
Yeah. I was always the bread earner in our family until, I don't know, my boys were probably mid-teens when the wife started going back to work, and then I had my health problems after that. Now I basically don't work, and she's the bread earner, so we kind of flip-flopped here
Flip
for us.
flop.
But
That happens.
oh well.
that's right.
I mean, she didn't work 3 out of the 5 years that we were together.
Yeah.
I had an income every month.
Yeah. No, we decided when we were young that she wasn't going to work. It was a decision made. It wasn't just a luck thing. We decided because we were going to have kids, and I didn't want my kids being raised by some babysitter somewhere. I wanted mom looking after the boys. And so that's back when I was drilling water wells. I was on the road all the time, going drilling, and she was home taking care of the house and taking care of the boys. I was living a lot like a trucker lifestyle back then. And then when I started driving truck, I was home every night because I got a local job driving dump trucks, and so I was home every night once I started driving truck. But
Did you drive a tri-axle dump truck?
I had a tandem dump truck with a tri-axle dump trailer. It had a what we call a pup trailer up here. They had a real long tongue on them, and then tri-axle with a dump box on it. Drove them around. That's what I operated. Mostly anyway. There was a lot of just tandem dump truck work too, but yeah. Can't say I really miss it, especially with the way friggin' the city's getting around here. The traffic is all jumbled up every time someone farts. And fucking there's a traffic jam, and yeah, can't say I miss it.
Yeah, that sounds like a mess.
I have a son that he does oil explorations. He's got a Peterbilt truck, a 10-wheeler, that he drives out to a site wherever they send him to, and he does these soundings, and he can pick up the echo from the oil pool or the oil sand, and he's always doing sounding. He was telling me about. In fact, I went to one of the sites they was drilling, and they go down like 6,000 feet, and then they turn and they can drive
Yep.
the thing over 18,000 feet over into the pool. I mean,
Yep.
I couldn't believe the distance they're running horizontal to the ground.
Yep, directional drilling. They can run them down so far, right straight.
He's got
Up.
GPS on his cutter head, and they
Yep.
can steer the thing,
Yep. Yeah, they do that a lot in the oil patch. Oil, anything to do with drilling oil, they do that a lot. Hey, Desert, what's up, man?
Yeah, let me know if you guys need the menu link to the Mustang Ranch.
No, I don't need no goddamn link to that.
His old ticker wouldn't handle it, but I think I can go 2 rounds.
Well, my old ticker's only operating on 31%, so.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Heart explode.
A couple of them young ones, oh yeah, I'd be all wound up. Next thing, my defibrillator would be kicking and going off and giving me jolts.
They take you to your room and they come in and say, "Sir, all we have is a spinner. Will she be okay?"
Yeah.
He's gonna die, man. He's gonna die.
But the wife hasn't killed me yet, so I don't know. She gives me stress tests all the time.
It does scare you right now while in the throes of passion, your wife reaches up and checks your pulse.
Yeah.
He's alive. Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, she know I'm alive.
Oh. Well, we got to watch the 6 this morning and make us some French toast, I believe it was.
Yeah, French toast. That was delicious.
There was a couple of guys in here. They got so angry because it took you so long to make the French toast. They threw the chairs through the Waffle House window.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so ghetto. They're I like them. They're good if you get them on a good day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we've been to some really serious ghetto Waffle Houses. You get up in Birmingham, you get close to Birmingham, you had just better watch where you're sitting. It could come down at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have Waffle House up here. We got some breakfast joints, but we don't have Waffle House.
Do you have IHOP?
Yeah, I think there is a couple of them around.
Back in Jersey, right before I left, IHOPs were closing down. All the diners that used to be around were closing down. All because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
All the
small
old
family-owned
school
joints, they all
diners, man, the
disappeared.
truck stops, everything.
That sucks. Those are my favorite spots.
Yeah, the old school joints where the old school guys are the like the old cooks on the ships that would that cook at those joints.
Yeah, there's very few of them left around here. There's a couple that survived all the COVID bullshit, but yeah, for the most part, all of them small mom and pop restaurants and diners, them are gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. Not all of them. There's a few here and there, but it's like far and few between.
Well,
I used to be able to walk out with a $6 plate, have biscuits, gravy, pancake, sausage, bacon, bowl of fruit, orange juice, coffee. You get the whole shebang, $6. It seemed like.
Yeah,
I've never driven a goose.
I remember me and the wife were sitting in New Hampshire. We were just out. I think we were just outside of Laconia. This was 2015, and biscuits and gravy ain't a thing up here. Like nobody has that. We're sitting in this diner, and this big old boy comes in. And he bellies up to the diner. He sits down, and he asks for. He said, "I need me some biscuits and some gravy." My wife fucking took to laughing, and the whole restaurant was wondering what she was laughing at, because she was laughing like she had 7 hits of acid dumped into her.
My story I have for chasing ghosts over there. Many a time you'd go up into the yard and they'd have you a lowboy or something with a spread axle, and they'd have it loaded with like an excavator, a big old track thing on it, and 6 inches of the track hanging off the side.
Yeah.
You have to back to get out because other trucks were inconsiderate. They would pull up in there, and when you start sliding around, peel that tire right off the rim. Make it so damn mad, because you got a logbook. You've already started your logbook. You've peeled the tire off. Now you got to get somebody out there to service your rig, and it's got to be a special service rig to be able to lift all that weight and everything.
I used to move a lot of construction equipment around, big excavators and rollers and dozers, and it was you had to watch how you were cutting stuff around when you had all that weight sitting on that deck.
Oh yeah, and if when you're hauling, you're gonna if you're gonna have a tire, it's gonna go loose. It'll be the inside tire.
Always.
Yep. I used to drive a straight job, an international, with high lows and a split rear.
Yep.
So I guess it was a 13 speed or a 15 speed or something. Probably a 13 speed. And triaxle, spider. And the heaviest I ever had that thing was I had Anchor wall stone, the biggest wall stone they made and the heaviest wall stone they made. Double skid stacked the entire length of the triaxle, front to back. And I weighed in at like 77.5, and I think I was rated for 85. It was stupid. I was like, dude. I saw the numbers. I was like, dude.
Yeah, when I was hauling gravel and stuff, we'd pull overweight a lot of times. If we knew the scales were shut down or it was a holiday or something like that, I'd load that truck and trailer up ungodly. We had double cheater boards on the boxes, and we'd load them right up. Like, I think we were allowed to be, this is all metric measurements now, though, but we were allowed to be, I think it was 57 metric ton. basically. And we were rolling out of that quarry sometimes at close to 70,000, like just crazy. Had the bulk dump bodies loaded right as much as you could load them.
Yeah, I was just under because they wouldn't let me leave the yard because the tickets were so much money. They would never let me leave the yard overloaded.
Yeah, well, we were all owner operators, and we were hauling ton miles. So the more we loaded, the more we got paid for that trip,
Yeah.
right? And we were hauling locally a lot of times. Usually, it would be a short jaunt from the rock quarry to wherever the job site was when we would load heavy. If we had any distance to go, you wouldn't, because it's too hard on the gear if you went, you were going 100 miles away or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that shit I can't even remember. It's like the weights I can't remember. So I'd have to relook at it all. It's just I lost a lot of memory when I had my issues. The wife could show me photo albums where I'm standing in the goddamn picture and I can't remember that being there or that picture being taken or anything.
That's crazy.
But then there's other shit I remember that makes no sense. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason.
No. No.
Yeah, we have a lot of old stories of hauling heavy equipment, but there was so many things. One time we took a load up to Indiana, and it was raining so hard, and I had to take this out on this long dirt road and out across this field. And I got out there, and we got the equipment off, the excavator off there. All took off. They pulled the excavator off, and they went over there and got in a four-wheel drive truck, and they all took off. Well, I'm out in the field. I'm doing my logbook. The guy signed my bill of lading. I'm doing my logbook. I can't pull out of my tracks. I'm sitting there. I don't have no traction. I have everything turned on. Everything's locked up. I can't even get out of my track. I sat there for like 4 hours waiting for them to come back. I had nobody. You didn't have cell phones in those days.
No.
I had to wait for the crew to come back before, and they went to the car and they came back all liquored up because they had to help me get out of there. They had to hook up and tow me out of they had a 1 ton or a dually, whatever, and they put chains on it and it was able to help me get out of the mud field.
Yeah, sometimes it don't take much to get you moving. I've been hauling or in construction sites and always getting stuck in different spots. And yeah, sometimes I've been pulled out by half tons even. I've seen one time there, just perfectly level, sitting there. I just couldn't catch traction. Same thing. Had everything locked up, couldn't get nothing. I had 2 half tons hooked on the front of me, one each tow hook on the front bumper. They got me out. They got me rolling, so.
Yeah, see, I'd say it just depends on whether you got a ball in the bed or it's the actual fifth wheel slide. If it's a ball in the bed, you'll have to usually climb in there to chain it up and do the latch. But if you have the fifth wheel slide, it's a little bit less tedious. But those newer ones, even 4 years ago, they're usually electronic now to lift and raise the feet and lower the feet so you won't be cranking. But even when I was like 15, when we had that 40-foot, we had another 38-foot. Had tons of gooseneck horse trailers. I mean, I was been able to crank it, so it wasn't like too heavy, too much work. Then they're just a lot safer than the bumper pull. At that weight,
the fifth wheel is definitely more user friendly. Like you said, you ain't jumping in the box to do up safety chains and all that. Jumping up on deck to do your safety chains. Fifth wheel, you just snap her in, and you're good to go. Tells you how much trust is put into a fifth wheel, because there are no safety chains when you tow a fifth wheel.
No,
but any a bumper pull or a friggin' gooseneck, they want safety chains. It's mandated to us, so kind of tells you which one's way safer.
It's almost worth to pay the extra $1,000 to get that slide put in the bed.
Yeah.
What does Ray ride? Does he have a ball or does he have a fifth wheel?
No, he's got the fifth wheel.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. You can put a gooseneck ball onto a lot of RVs. There's attachments you can take the fifth wheel snap. I don't ever see the advantage to it. I like this trailer here. I always pulled. It's a fifth wheel. Now I wouldn't think of changing it to a gooseneck. I've hauled this thing, Christ, probably 30,000 kilometers. I hauled this trailer so far.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Man, yeah, me and my buddy picked up a boat in San Diego, and that thing came right off the ball on the highway.
Damn.
Went right up and over the bed. Once we stopped, seen it. Ah, shit.
Smoking,
that was a little boat.
Smoking wasn't involved in your hooking up, was it?
Oh, it was. There was a bong in there.
Yeah. We went a couple of 100 miles away from here one time and with an enclosed car trailer to pick up Shelby up in New Brunswick. We got the car loaded into the trailer. We had to unhook and run and get, what the hell was it? The light cord. The light cord got chafed on our way up. We had to unhook the trailer and run and get. We came back. We hooked back up. We only got a couple miles down the road. Didn't that damn trailer come unhooked? Wasn't for the safety chain, she'd have been gone. We didn't damage too much. I bent the tailgate and the bumper on the truck a bit. We had a F-350 towing it. It bent up the bumper and tailgate a little bit when it came unhooked. The hitch came up and it was smacking the friggin' tailgate and the bumper. But it didn't hurt the car inside the trailer and it didn't frig things up too bad. But yeah, that's what happens when you're in a rush trying to hook up and figure you're good, but you weren't good.
Mm-mm.
She wasn't quite down on the ball enough, and we had to lock on, obviously, but it was locked high. You know what I mean? We were high off the ball. We locked center ball. But yeah. Oh well, you live and learn. Shit happens.
Just so you know, if you freeze Charleston chews and then bite them, they shatter in your mouth.
Damn, if I'd done that, my teeth would shatter with it.
They're awesome. And it doesn't take any effort. It's not like it's like a hard crunch. It's just like a little bit of pressure and they just shatter.
Of course, I got up this morning and I said, I'm going to try not to smoke today. I took one of them nicotine pouches and that thing, it starts to freaking work and it damn near made me puke. I was like, holy God. So then I grabbed a cigarette.
Yeah.
I got to try and quit again, though. Jesus.
I want one once a day, really, really, really bad. And I noticed that most of the time it's when I'm bored, I got nothing to do, and there's nothing on or whatever, and I'm just sitting here like you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, it'd be great to have one. And then usually, like, if it persists, like, because usually, like, a couple of minutes will go by, and then, like, it'll go away. You know, like, I'll start looking for something else, or, like, the thought will fade, or whatever happens. You know, I don't know what the hell happens. Like, I don't even know why they come and go. They come and go, like, at any time of the day. It doesn't even matter. But it seems like it's, like, usually in the afternoon. Yeah. You know, I almost stopped drinking coffee because it was getting so bad. And I love coffee. Like, I drink
Anytime
coffee.
I try to quit smoking, I always found it was worse first thing in the morning. I'd get out of bed and make my coffee and whatnot and sit down with that coffee and I'd be just jonesing for a cigarette.
Yeah. I would wake up, I'd have a cigarette. I would make a cup of coffee, I would have my second cigarette.
Yep.
You know, and then, like, I would get on the bike, I would have a cigarette. I'm waiting for the bike to warm up. I would get to my destination, I'd have a cigarette. I'd just get off the bike.
Yep. It
was like habit after habit. It was like routine after routine after routine. Like, I trained myself when I was going to have all my cigarettes.
Yeah.
Before
I was like that, especially when I was driving truck. Christ, I was smoking 2 packs a day when I was driving truck. And same thing. You get loaded, light a smoke. You dump a load, you light a smoke. Even though it was only 6, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes in between, you light a smoke.
But the only way you realize that is when you stop.
Yeah.
Because you start to realize that, wow, normally I would be having a cigarette right now, or, you know, or whatever. Like, you would realize how much of a slave in your head you were to the habit.
It's
And
like
at
every
least for
morning.
me, it did that, and I would get pissed off at myself. I'm like, wow, you're so weak.
Yeah.
You know,
Every
and
morning I get up, I make my coffee. I have 3 cigarettes with that first cup of coffee. Christ, how
I
long does
would
it take to
beat
drink a cup
myself
of
up.
coffee? So I'm lighting them back to back. I'm putting one out, and it's like 30 seconds later, I'm lighting another one.
Yeah,
It's like I'm trying to
yeah,
catch up for the nicotine I missed while I was sleeping.
exactly,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah. And then I noticed, like, because I couldn't afford to smoke Newports at one point. Like, I had to switch. I had to cut down to like, and I was like, how much are 305 menthols? And they were like half the price.
Some L&Ms.
Yeah, I just buy the normal Canadian cigarettes here, but I go to an Indian reserve we got just around the corner. It's only a few minutes away, and I get them for half price down there at least.
That's
There's a
great.
pack of cigarettes in the store, like there they are there. It's a 25 pack of smokes, 25 cigarettes in it. At the store, they're $23 for one pack. So
That's
I
insane.
get them for about $11.50 down there on the reserve.
wow.
That ain't bad.
Well, what cigarettes cost down there, Sick? They're damn cheaper than they are here. I know they are.
Cigarettes, like a pack of Newport is like $9-10.
Is it that much? I didn't even think
Like
it'd be that much.
$9.50, $9. Like if
Yeah,
you can
Mar-
get it under $9, that's a deal.
I know my
American
buddy there.
Spirits are like 11. Sorry.
But like I used to smoke 305s and they were half the price. They were like 450, 425 a pack. And like what were you saying, Outlaws? Spirits?
Spirits are like 11, 12.
Yeah.
They used to be cheaper, man. I'd say like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, they'd be like $6, $7.
Yeah.
I know when I
Almost
was
double.
down in Maine and New Hampshire, I was buying cigarettes down there. You go in the store, they'd have three packs done up with an elastic band, and the 3 packs was cheaper than 1 pack was back here.
Hey, you guys, give OC a little bit more input there. He's wanting to know fair enough so a fifth wheel would be better. Is that the consensus?
What's that? I can't see the comments. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. The OC wanted to know. Said fair enough. So the fifth wheel would be better if you're out shopping. So are you guys suggesting the fifth wheel would be better?
They're theoretically all gooseneck trailers, but the receiver type would be better for the fifth wheel receiver type, but not the ball.
Yeah.
Well, it depends what type of trailer he's talking about.
That too.
Kind of varies into it. Is it a construction trailer? Is it a horse trailer? Is it an RV? Is it?
Here's
it's a trailer.
RV.
37-foot gooseneck, 4 years old.
Yeah, you can drop it and then take the truck to run your errands.
Exactly. That's why I bought the fifth wheel when we done it. I was thinking about a motor home, but we looked at everything. I was planning this for 2 years, so we looked at every type of configuration there is and what we wanted to buy, and we ended up settling for the fifth wheel, and I'm glad we did.
So what size you got 2-4?
I got a 40-foot fifth wheel.
40-foot fifth wheel.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. I've been in it now since 2020. We bought this October 2020, and
Yeah.
I love it. It's an easy way for me to live on my income now since I got shoved out of work, and just for what I have to work, this allows me to live a pretty good life.
Yeah, it's new construction.
What is your park? What is your park per month? Where you're staying in long-term parking. What is it? What?
I don't pay for it.
Oh, how do you get away? Oh, because you're doing the caretaking.
Yeah, I'm like so-called groundskeeper.
I got you.
But I get. I don't pay no rent. And I don't pay no electricity.
Oh, that helps a lot right there, buddy.
My trailer's bought. My trailer's bought and paid for. My wife's vehicle is bought and paid for. The only payment we got is I got a payment on my Harley and insurances and cell phones. So it allows me to be able to eat and still get my medication and afford a little gas for the bike. If we still had a house, like if we were to rent a place or had kept our house, the payments would just have us broke all the time. I would definitely not been able to buy another bike and wouldn't have no fun money, so to speak.
Yeah, life's about enjoying life. That's
Oh,
why more
yeah.
people need to live like that. Just live within your means. That way, you're still making profit. Now you can still go out and do what everybody else wants to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I got friends of mine that in houses and they shake their head. They don't understand how. They say, I don't know how you can even afford to get a Harley. And I'm like, fuck. I said, you're paying for that great big box that's holding a great bunch of stuff that you don't fucking need.
Yeah, you really
Hell,
don't.
sorry, Mac. I'll throw a toonie in the swear jar for me, Mac.
There we go. I got somebody's already sweetened the pot. You can see.
Yeah. But no, it worked out good for me. We wanted to travel a bit, and I didn't know what my health was going to do when we made the decision. So I said, hell, I feel good right now. Let's buy an RV and travel the country. We got across Canada and back twice.
Wow.
And we just I kind of made friends with the family that owns this RV park. Kind of made friends with them, and they knew my situation through sitting around the campfire drinking. They got to know my situation, and me and him worked out a deal where I stay here and I help his daughter look after the place. And
yeah, that's perfect.
it all worked out good. Works out good for them. Works out good for me because I'm not allowed to get a job. I can't make any money, so
yeah,
it'll mess with my pension, right? But
you guys got a term in Canada. They use it over there at Prince Edward Islands when you're getting that good government money. What's that called when you get the?
Oh, you're talking about Pogey.
Pogey, yeah, Pogey. I love it.
Unemployment insurance, yeah, we call it Pogey up here.
Pogey. I laughed my head off. When we was watching that, she reminds me every once in a while about the Pogey.
Yeah. Yeah, the old Pogey system. People have been calling it that for years. I don't even know where that come from. It's the term that's used for the unemployment insurance.
It seems to be a commonplace term because I've seen it used before.
Yeah. Oh, people right across the country use it. Nobody says I'm on unemployment insurance. They always say, oh, I'm on the Pogey right now. They basically just saying I'm in between jobs, but I'm on the Pogey.
Well, I loved it on that Just Passing Through where the two boys was trying to spread their Pogey and get more bigger bang for their buck by getting all the way over in Alberta versus living in Prince Edward Island. They was going to get them a job and get off the Pogey. Poor Pogey.
I'll have to check that show out sometime. I'm not much for watching TV, but I might have to try and look and see if I can stream that one.
Look at that! Look at here! Look what it's like over in Thailand. Look, $2.40 here in Bangkok for smokes. $58 for the same cigarettes in Australia. Woo!
Oof. That's what Dave was saying, man. He was, I was like, how much? Yeah, we're asking how much the cigs go down there, and they were like $40-$50 a pack.
Yeah, I noticed he rolls his own out of a pouch and a pack of papers.
Yeah.
That probably still is expensive to do that as well.
Yeah, that's too pricey.
So every 6 months doubles in price.
I remember when I was a young fella, I said, well, damn, when the cigarettes hit $3 a package, I'm quitting. Well, $3 a package was a long friggin' time ago now.
That's just hard to believe the price of tobacco. Wow.
Oh, booze up here is the same thing. I go get a 36-pack of beer, 36-pack of Coors Light for $69.
Oh, wow.
It's $12 a 12-pack down here.
Yeah, I know. I got a buddy of mine that goes down to Lakeland, Florida. Actually, he's leaving in a couple of weeks to head down there. He's got a place he stays for the winter. He owns.
That's by me, Lakeland.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he goes down there. He's leaving a couple of weeks. He sent me pictures of the dollar store down there. 15 beer for $8. He said, "You need to come down here. You got to get down here." He said, "This is the place for you."
Mail you some.
Yeah.
God.
Mail you a $80 keg.
No, it's not that close. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes south of me.
Yeah. Where's Forgotten Angels at? Ain't that somewhere close to Lakeland?
It's close to it's very close to Forgotten Angels.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's like I think Valero. That's where they are.
Yeah.
Valerico or Valar.
Yeah, my buddy keeps bugging me to fly down there during the winter months and spend a week or two there. I don't know. I gotta get my passport redone here soon. He keeps bugging me about that. Did you get the passport done yet? Did you get your fucking passport? He wants me to fly down and spend a couple weeks during the winter while he's down there and check it out. But I haven't done it as of yet.
Man, that would be something. That'd be Dave.
Well, if I get down there, Sick will have to ride down to Lakeland.
Well, Dave is coming over in March, and that'd be a good opportunity to go down and see your buddy.
Yeah.
Get to see a whole big gang of YouTubers.
Yeah, he'll have fun if he comes to the March camp out, man.
If I still had a camper, that would be probably something I'd like to do. I just can't sleep on the ground. I'd have to get me a hotel somewhere, and then drive over, and then drive back or whatever.
Yeah, my days of sleeping in a tent are long gone. That's no. Like you said, I'd get in a motel, or I'd rather sleep in the back seat of a vehicle than sleep in a tent.
The last two campouts before this one, I slept in a tent on the ground. Was not happy.
No, I don't imagine you were. Fuck, you're the same age as me pretty much, so no, I bet you didn't feel too good about it.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not a good time, bro.
Sleeping on the air mattress helps a lot as far as laying down, but you still got to get up off the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Insta tent, so like you can't stand up in my tent.
Yeah, you're sitting down trying to put your pants on and shit.
Yeah, like everything.
Last tent I had was a 10-man tent. It was only me and my wife, but I wanted something I could at least stand up in.
Yeah. You know, you don't realize how much your toes, what a role they play. When you go get up off the floor, your toes kind of grip in. And when your toes are numb and you can't feel how much grip, Sick can tell you that is a horrible feeling trying to get up off the floor, not knowing how much pressure you got on your toes. And
yeah, just the same thing as if your foot's asleep or whatever. You try and get, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, let's hope your feet never go numb.
Oh, yeah, it's annoying.
I'm constantly always rubbing my feet, hoping magically one day that I would actually rub the nerves and get them back in the right place, and the feeling to go back in my toes, and all the muscles work. I can actually make them work, so they got to be nerves down in there to tell the toes to move.
Yeah.
The surface feeling of your toes you can't feel.
My feet are always cold.
My feet are always cold. Even Christ, it could be a super hot night where you get the AC running in here, but I get in bed and put my feet anywhere near my wife, should there jump out of the bed like you just threw a bag of ice on her.
Yeah.
My feet are always cold.
Always cold, bro.
And then when it is cold out, it really sucks because I'm so used to my feet feeling cold anyway. They get extremely cold, and I don't even realize it.
But I hate it when my feet get cold.
Yeah, cold feet. You're cold. If your feet are cold, you're cold.
Yep. I know my mama used to have a thing when we was kids. She'd say, "Put some socks on your feet." You know, she hated it when it was wet. Get them socks on.
Yeah.
Put some clothes on. Put a shirt on. Put a sweatshirt on. Put sweatpants on.
Later, Frog.
Later, Frogzilla. Take care, man.
We'll see you, buddy.
Yeah, I broke my ankle and my heel bone, and this right foot's freaking toes are numb all the time. I think it's just because when the bone grew back, it pinched a nerve or something.
Yeah, it's got a little nerve damage somehow.
Yeah.
Because you're only young fella yet, too. What are you again? You're just in your late 20s, is that right?
Yeah, 27.
Yeah,
I broke my back, man. I freaking broke my foot, all my fingers, fucking.
Same age as my youngest son.
Yeah. Tell him to take care of himself. I didn't.
No, he's probably worse than you.
I've broken my foot, my nose, my collarbone twice.
Collarbone too.
I've broken ribs.
Yeah, I've had broken ribs. My wife broke them.
I broke my hand. This digit doesn't even move anymore.
That's all I got with that
busted my
one.
left hand quite a few different times. I had broken knees.
Yeah, that's pretty bent there, Mac.
Yeah, that was one of them deals. We was in Morton, Washington, and a logger grabbed me by the arm. He's a big old guy. I mean, he pulled me around. When he did, that fist right here went into his mouth, and it broke my finger. I cut his tongue all the way on the bottom of his teeth, and that tongue was flapping down here like that, and blood just squirting out of his tongue. Oh, and then they take me up into the camp, and the guy was a Navy SEAL, and he tried to set my finger. He said, "There you go, I got you all fixed up." And then he took 2 sticks and some Band-Aids and wrapped my finger up, and you can see how it turned out.
Yeah.
Well, better than his both by the sound of things.
Ow.
Oh, we used to ride our bikes, and we'd go down there, and the 2 things that don't mix good is bikers and loggers.
Yeah.
They're 2 different worlds altogether. That's kind of like bikers and truckers live in 2 different worlds, but they kind of united lately. But in the old days, man, you run across a logger, and the logger was ready to fight. He was like an old drunken sailor, a logger was. He's always ready to fight.
Yeah. My left hand, I broke it a few times when I was young, and now it's accessible to being broke, basically. Last time I broke it, I don't know, it's probably 15, 20, might be 20 years ago. I was hanging out in this place, and it was, it's like a bar setting, let's say. Almost like a bar. It was, and I was hanging out, the guy grabbed me, so almost same as you, grabbed me from behind and swung me around. I freaking hauled off and give it to him. Here he had a full-face motorcycle helmet on, and I broke that hand all to
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't even get a look at him before I was swinging. Like he spun me around. I was just, I'm left-handed, so I give it to him with the bad hand. Yeah, fucker had a full-face motorcycle helmet on.
You run your belt inside that helmet, but you ain't going to break that helmet.
No, it broke my hand. Trust me.
I had a wreck over in Moses Lake. I had a full bell helmet on. I was on a quad racer. It was a really hot 250 2-stroke engine, and I went off the face of the dune. And when they finally got me, I had broken my helmet. I broke my skull right here. I broke my jaw right there, and I broke my collarbone, and I broke my leg here down pretty close to where I broke the last time. But I didn't know, but I broke my femur all at the same time. So they took me to the hospital, and I broke 7 of my ribs on my chest, but it crushed that damn bell helmet, and I'm still alive. Can you imagine if I hadn't had the helmet on, I could have died that day.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how much impact the helmet takes to break it, but it tore that helmet up good because I landed down there on the floor of the desert from way up yonder from the top of the dune.
Yeah.
So that was in 1985. That was July the 4th, 1985.
That's just, I was just 15 then.
I was itching my dad's nuts.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been born to what, 97 or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody mentioned when he's talking about 27 years old. When I was 27, it was a what was it? 1967. The Vietnam War was going when I was 27. Tet Offensive occurred that winter of the year that I turned 27.
Tet Offensive, I remember. I don't remember that book.
I was 27.
My dad was there.
Yeah, I was born 70, so 27 would have been 97. I was already married at that point. Had kids were born, obviously. My youngest boy was born same year as Desert. And yeah, crazy. My kids look at me now and they say, geez, I can't imagine when you were at my age, you were married, you had kids, and they say, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, I'll be on my second wife.
Really?
Yeah, I got married at 18. Fucking bought a house out in California and
damn,
stuff.
what's the matter with you,
Really?
kid?
Dude, yeah.
How
and
long
then
did that last?
few years. And then I took off
man.
because I want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I was like, there's women to be had.
You gotta find the
things to
right
do.
girl.
Oh yeah.
I do what I wanted to do. It's a wonder my wife stayed with me all these years. Because I put her through hell. I was bad into the coke for quite a few years and frigging
Yeah,
around
same.
and being an animal and everything that goes with that.
You know
And
where you find a good girl?
hanging out in the wrong places and
Church. Go to
What's
church.
Saying,
Find a good girl in church.
I can't hear him. He's shouting something.
Yeah, I got big in trouble. I was stealing cars out from the back airport parking lot and reselling them, and then I got pretty much kicked out when I was 15. But I mean, I always worked for myself. Really, I was always ranching and just traveled around, rodeoed real hard. Then I got into all the drugs and started doing a whole bunch of blow and smoking it, and I don't know, man. I was like, fuck, just moving too fast for no reason. And now these days, I just kick it. I'm like, I minimize all my risks.
Yeah, I didn't drop all the hard drugs until Christ. I was probably 37 or 38 the last time I just woke up one day and said, "The hell with this! Enough is enough."
Yeah.
But yeah, I done it for years young. From the time I was in my early 20s to probably till I was 37. Fucking a lot of coke, a lot of crack.
Yeah.
I never done any heroin or any of these new fandangle shit, but
no.
I have had a lot of fucking days on coke. But
yeah, well,
for every negative, there's a positive. So you got married at 18, and now you're on. You already had 2 wives. Okay, my brother got married at 18, and he's still with her 60 years later.
Yep. See, that's good. I have a buddy the same thing. They're freaking been together forever.
Yeah.
I got married I was 23 when we got married, and we've been married 31 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's a wonder that girl, she stayed with me because, like I said, I put her through hell. I'd be gone for a week run off hanging out in bike clubs and everything that goes with that. She wasn't stupid. She knew what was going on, but
I got married on my first wife I got married to on All Saints Day, November 2nd.
Dang.
Well,
and that was 25 years ago. 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Alexis was born in 98. I always do that. 98 she was born. Or 99. It's on my arm.
Time goes by. Oh, you got a little calendar on your arm of
98. No, she was born in 98 because my best friend died in 98 and he held her in his arms 3 months after she was born, and so I know that's how I know the year of my daughter being born was 98, and then Eric was born 2 years after that in 2000.
Yeah.
Well, as you get older, you look back. Out of the 5 marriages, marriage number 1, she's already passed on. Marriage number 3, number 4, and number 5 have all passed on.
Wow.
I'd never do it twice. If something happened tomorrow that I wasn't married anymore, there's no way I would ever do it again. Nope.
No, yeah, I keep multiple girls around these days. I'm like,
I would never get married again. That's the one thing I would change is I would never get married again. And if I knew then what I know now, I don't think I would get married, and I don't think I would have kids.
No.
No.
Could you imagine having a kid at this age?
Yeah. Especially
really?
today.
No,
Like,
hell no.
like in
Hell,
today's
hell,
day
hell
and age,
no.
today's day and age, forget it. Not
Well,
a
I mean, at
prayer.
our age, well, you got to be 53 or 52. You
Yeah,
imagine
no
having
way.
a newborn kid right now?
No, absolutely not. I pull a bullet in my mouth.
Fuck that. I'm out. Nope, not
Yeah,
happening.
nope.
Christ, I'm
Yeah,
It's
54
it.
now. I ain't having no.
It's it. It's it. It's it. It's it.
Yeah.
Snippy, snippy, snippy.
Snippy. Bye bye.
Mm.
It's fake.
We have a vasectomy reversal place down the road.
Oh, I do not want to get a reversal.
Keep
You can take them out. You can put fake ones there. I don't care.
them weighted. Keep you grounded.
Basically still have all the equipment I was born with. I mean, I never did get the big cut.
No, I've never got the old, what do you call, snip.
I laughed so hard. Yesterday or a couple of days ago, somebody said, have you ever, when you went to go get on your Harley, you sat on your own nuts? That happens to everybody. You throw that leg across the seat, and next thing you know, you come down on your nuts and you go, oh, wait till you go to the damn bathroom and your nuts touches the porcelain.
Ouch.
Oh, there you go. Oh, no.
That's why you got to bring a red Solo cup so you can float them in the water like a boat.
But you were just saying a minute ago you wanted to have fake nuts and have Desert said to get them weighted. The older you get, you want to fill them with helium because.
Yeah. Yeah, as you get older, not only do your jaws hang down and your titties hang down, boy titties hang down, but everything else hangs down.
Anything else?
You get out of the bathroom. I get out of the bathroom and I'll take a glance over to the right and I see the mirror and I see the old boy hanging there and I always start singing, hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Every year when I step out of the tub, I always look over and I go, you know, if you'd have stayed alive, you'd have been 85 today, 84.
Damn, they
Damn,
got pills for that, Mac. They got pills.
I've had young ladies try to give me CPR, and that seems to work a little bit. It's only alive for a few minutes, but it's alive. Nasty, nasty, nasty.
That's too funny.
Oh, if you don't laugh at the life, you can let it bring you down. You know, to me, it's interesting to see what's happening. You know, at my age, to see. I like to see the reaction of people when I roll up on my Harley, and we get to talking in a little circle, and they go, "You're 84." And I'm still right. That freaks them out.
Surprise everybody.
Surprise.
Yeah. I know an old guy up here. I think he's 91 now. He still drives a two-wheeler electric line.
Oh,
He's got to get on that thing. You watch him, he'll grab his pant leg by the thigh of his leg, and he'll grab his leg, and he'll lift his leg with his arms and get his leg over that seat. He gets on there. He gets going down the road. You'd never know he was that age, so he can handle that thing. But he's a little around the parking lots. You got to give him a little space. But yeah, that man, I'm pretty sure he's 91 now.
Wow.
Still running a two-wheeler. A lot of his family are after him to at least switch to a trike, and he won't do it.
No. It's like, hell no. Hell no, we won't go.
No, that's what he says. So fuck off. When I can't ride this, I'll be in the dirt, he says.
Some people really do stay mentally sharp till they're out till they die.
Yeah. My mom right now is 93, and that woman, she's sharp as a tack. Lives by herself. Fucking, she gets up every morning, does her hair, does her makeup, and just to sit around the house. She'll get all dolled up every day just to sit around the house. But yeah, she's 93, still going.
Wow. Well, look at my friend Ed. He comes on here, and Ed is a virile man. He works every day. He works in his garden. He puts up his wine. But he told me the other day they made him quit making the wine. But he lives a good life, and he's got a beautiful wife, got a beautiful family. The guy, I think he said the other day he was 93 years of age, and he's doing quite well.
Yeah.
His mind is sharp. I wouldn't mind living to be in my 90s if my mind stayed sharp.
I'm sure it will.
But if it does, I would want to continue living. But if I did not know where I was at, and I didn't know whoever all you guys are here, I would no, it would be over with at that point.
Yeah.
That would suck to be locked up in one of those an old person home. I had a good buddy, best friend Caleb, man, and his mom was not all there, so she put her dad in one of those homes, not a mental institution, but a home, and we'd get a call maybe twice a week, hey, fucking Ronnie's escaped out the front door, and we'd have to go find him and pick him up. He's like, dude, I don't want to fucking be there. I was like, dude, we can't do anything about it. I wish you weren't there because he was still good to go. He was probably only 70-something.
Oh, no.
But she was just, trying to collect something or pay something.
My ex that was here, that I moved down to Florida with, when we were up in Jersey, we started taking care of her mother. Her mother has Alzheimer's. And that was 5-6 years ago. And she's gotten worse to the point where she's now in a home. And the other day, she got a call that she was trying to escape, trying to leave.
Oh, yeah,
and they had to sit her by the nursery station.
Yeah.
To keep an eye on.
I'd be leaving. There's no way I would sit in one of them places. I wouldn't care if I had to crawl on my belly like a snake to get out of there. I would be getting the hell out. There's no way.
Yeah, but she would get out of there and she would forget where she was originally and forget how to get back there. And not realize why she's outside now.
Dude, yeah. We had a trailer. Sorry, go ahead.
Still do the same thing.
Yeah. Fuck that. There's a lot of people that drop off their family with dementia. We had where we were at ranching, they made money on this little trailer park, and there's an old guy down there. And I remember I'd be just riding through the wash, and I'd see him, and he'd be in bathrobes and all his shampoos and lotions. We're in the middle of the desert, and he'd be like, "Hey, so where's the public showers? Where's the ocean?" And we're like, "Dude, the ocean." And he'd just be walking and walking and walking. And he had this old ran down VW they dropped off for him, and he'd light that thing on fire trying to start it. Dude, this guy was he was fucking crazy.
You guys are not alone. OC, I'm only 60, and Alzheimer and dementia is my only fear. Don't fear the tax man. Don't feel pain. Don't fear pain, falling, or don't want to lose her marbles. I can understand that.
Yeah.
And being that 60 is an age, imagine all you'd miss out on. I don't. You can live for a long time that way.
Yeah.
That's how my old man went, was dementia and all. It turned into Alzheimer's. Yeah, he was 83 when he expired. Last time I spoke to him, I spent an hour and a half with him, and he had not a clue who I was. He was telling me stories about me. He was sharp talking, but he didn't know who he was talking to. It was a hard thing to watch. That's about all I can say about it.
Well, that's what it is. It's not only is it physically exhausting taking care of someone it's more mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
Especially as the disease progresses, because don't get me wrong. I'm a caring person, and I felt bad for her, because she was, just not dealing with it well, and I would constantly make sure she ate, and I would cook for her, and I would, but it was exhausting. I was like, it was usually the same questions usually. And, we did little tricks, we would make her write down every day where she was, why she was there, and she would keep that notepad with her. So that if she ever wondered, what's going on, she could flip to the first page of the notepad and she could read, "Mom, we're living in Cape Coral. You're safe. Jen and Eric live with you, and it's okay. If you need anything, go talk to Eric. If you need anything, go talk to me. Whatever, and that's it. That kind of worked, but she would build like the disease is horrible. It would just get worse. It would, instead of it being asked once a day, it became twice a day, and then the next thing you know, it was 3 times a day. It was being asked. Next thing you know, it was 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. Next thing you know, it was every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes.
As my mother got more, as she progressed through the stages of dementia, she got on this thing about worrying about her money, and it would be heavy on her mind. So I went up there and got $100 in 20s and 10s, a lot of $100 and some $1 bills, and I gave her the stack of money, and she would take. When she'd get to thinking about her money, she'd go over and get it out of the purse, and she'd lay out the ones and the tens, and she did this over and over and over. And it was an exercise in her mind that she could still remember a 10. And she'd get so mad that she'd forget her count. She'd be up to about $80 and she hadn't got the rest of the ones in there. Oh, she'd get so mad. But see, one of the stages is anger.
Yes.
The other one of the serious stages is them wanting to go or wanting to leave. And you have to have the doors locked where they can't get out. And now my mother.
Oh man, he would get out a few times. He'd leave the house. We'd be out looking for him 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd find him 10 miles from home walking. Where are you going? Don't know. Don't care. I'm walking. Going for a walk. It's good for my heart, he'd say. And get him in the car, and fuck, he'd be fighting and going, cursing, and it's your dad, right? And you're trying not to fucking get him too wound up, but you got to get him safe. And yeah, he'd be out walking on the side of some major highway, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
it was
the
rough.
worst.
He was a hard-working old man too. He worked right till Christ. He wouldn't stop. I think he was 79 or 78. He fell off the roof of a shed that he was building and broke his hip, and that really sent him backwards quite a bit. He was always a hard-working guy. He was an engineer on merchant Navy ships for years, and then he retired from that, and then he became a machinist. And he done that for years, right into his early 70s, and then he wouldn't stop working around home and stuff. Old bugger. He was a strong old man, he was. It was tough to watch him go the way he did. He was a big, rugged man. He'd tell you what. Well, he was born in 1912, so you can picture what kind of fella and how he looked at the world. And it was his way or no way, and he was a strong old bird, that feller.
It's just and then the more it progresses, the more you worry about the person. Like eventually, like we were afraid to like keep our eyes off of her. Like we were afraid she would fall in the pool and drown.
Yeah.
Like we were afraid that she, like anything, like just anything at that point. Like what?
Well, my old man went through it. He didn't get weak physically by any means. He was still a big, strong, rugged man, and he was still capable of doing what he wanted to do. Just his mind, he didn't know what he was doing. He had no idea.
Like, I mean, it could have been half a dozen times that we found her outside. Like,
oh yeah, it was
like we would hear the door close and be like, I'd look over at her. She'd look at me. I'd be like, 1, 2, 3. Where's 3? And we both get up, and I'd be like walking around. I walked straight to her bedroom, and there it was. The comforter's over. She's gone.
Yep. Oh man, same way. He'd get up in the middle of the night and just
Mom, where are you going, Mom? Oh, I just wanted some fresh air. I was like, okay. You know, we got a thing in the back, screened in. Just sit out there, get some fresh air, right next to the pool. No need to come out in the front yard, Mom. Come into the house. Sit out back.
Oh, Robin said his dad is losing his marbles.
You're always talking about PEI, Max. That's where my old man was born, St. Peter's, PEI.
Dang.
Wow.
And you know, it's horrible because my ex thinks that because before she had to go rescue her in Florida, she was living down there with friends by herself, and we think that she started drinking so heavy it kind of accelerated the dementia and the Alzheimer's. So by the time she got down to Florida and she realized what was going on, her friends were like, I was like, you don't realize what's going on with her? Like, you know, I mean, come on. You just feeding her alcohol? What are you doing? And then, so she got taken out of Florida, they sold the house or whatever in Florida. They brought her up to there. And that's how, after that, her and I got reconnected. And that's how I met her. She lived across town. And she was originally we were originally from the same town. So.
Yeah. Mac, I'm going to have to jump off of here. I got a couple things I got to do. I'm just looking at the clock. I didn't realize how long I've been on here. I got to get some stuff done.
Hey, buddy, thank you for coming over and joining us today. You know where we're at and come back here just every time you get an opportunity.
Yeah, right on. Good talking to you all. Talk soon.
Good seeing you two, four.
Bye. I'm just wondering, Sick, did they ever experiment with any kind of THC for Alzheimer and dementia patients?
For what?
I've just wondered, did they ever experiment with old patients, you know, dementia and Alzheimer's with THC?
I did. I used to encourage her mother to smoke with me.
Did it make any results? Was she able to get calmness?
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed a difference immediately. And we did, and like she wasn't spitting. She wasn't into smoking. Like she wasn't a smoker. Like she would, just because my ex smoked, she would want to smoke her cigarettes. So, but like, you know, she wasn't a smoker really, you know? So like we got her THC oil and we would give her that. And you could tell like after dinner, you'd give it to her, you know, she'd have some dessert or whatever. And then she'd be like, okay, I'm going to go to bed, you know? And it would mellow her out and she'd be able to sleep through the night, you know?
I've known a few vets with
very like codependent and afraid to be left alone. Like that was the beginning. Like Mac, you're so right. There's definite stages. Alzheimer and dementia patients, there are stages.
Yeah.
There's anger, there's anger. There's an anger stage. There's a codependent stage. There's a I don't want to be left alone stage. Like, you know, there's I don't know where I am.
The wandering stage where they wander off.
The wandering stage, exactly. They wander, and that was weird. Like we would worry. Like I would be like sleeping with like one ear open, you know, all the time. Like,
you had a question, Outlaw.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I feel like I've known a lot of older people and with Parkinson's, and it seemed to help them out a lot.
Yes,
they won't shake.
Calms the nerve receptors down.
Yeah,
it relieves, it slows the firing because all Parkinson is like. Is your brain literally short circuiting? It's literally overfiring.
Yeah.
And of course that's making you tremble and twitch and you know it's not good. So that slows that down.
Yeah,
Robert might be able to talk.
Yeah, Robert has experimented with it as well with an older guy.
Yeah.
I just wonder, has the government ever did a study, to help them in that direction to find calmness? I don't think sometimes our medical system pays a lot of attention to, but dementia is just a normal thing. I mean, you're not in pain. You just don't have control over your mind. It's not a big deal. Oh hell, it's a big deal to the family and to the loved ones. It's also a big deal to the individual, but yet they don't see it as, well, they're not hurting. How do you know how much pain they are to not to be able to recall your own son?
Yeah.
Or the sad part is when the nurse asks you, what is your middle name? And you go, don't even know. Gotta be sad. Well, we've actually brought everybody to a calm state of panic. Everybody go, oh God! But this is Monday. This is the day of the week that you get all that stuff out because you're building towards the weekend when the party starts. So now talk about your lumbago and your arthritis and your headache and dementia and get all that stuff out of the way. And come to old Dr. Mack. He'll cure you. And my intern here is sick. He's an internist. Yeah, and we got the new kid, the new young blood doctor. Yeah, Dr. Youngblood.
The Utes.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that sound I heard?
Oh, I got some music playing.
Cool.
The old bump box.
Midnight in Harlem by Tedeschi Trucks Band. Where is it? Live radio show taping for E-Town. Doesn't say where it is though. I don't know where E-Town is. Live on it doesn't say.
I was gonna do a subscriber meetup today and yesterday. And he hit me up, and he has videos of him riding around here and stuff. And he was like, yeah, let's meet up at the mall at like 11. And then I get over there, and just dude never showed up.
What?
Yeah. But I was like, that would have been cool to go say what's up to somebody here.
Did somebody else show up? Did anybody else show up? Oh, hell.
No, it was just between me and him, really. But
I got you. Hey.
All right, buddy.
He might be just out there wandering around.
Yeah.
Got in some of that nasty peyote.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me the other day that I was talking about smoking peyote in a smoke lodge over in Midland, Texas. And somebody said, I didn't know you smoked peyote.
I didn't know that either. I was me.
Oh, was you? Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't know you smoked it, man. I had no idea.
Hell, it might have been Colombian Halus. I don't know, but they called it peyote, and we passed a pipe around amongst everybody in there. And that was in Midland, Texas.
I thought you just chewed on it and then, like, you had a yak or something.
Usually the buttons off of the cactus, like the flowering fruit, you chew on. You could also brew it into a tea.
Does it make you puke?
It can. It can make you puke.
Yeah, I don't want to do the yakety uke. I'm not a fan of you doing the yakety uke.
The trick is to not eat all day, and then just like fast all day, and then take it so it really hits you.
Okay, that sounds better.
Yeah, we're right on the reservation, not right on it, like in it, but like right next to it. And I got to do a few walkabouts, like 2-week trips, and
yeah,
that was a good time.
I enjoyed the powwows and all the stuff. My father-in-law was a Cherokee Indian, and I took him all the way down from Wichita, Kansas, down to Midland for the big powwow. I mean, the Indian nations, several different nations were together there, and they're very clannish. All the Indians, even though all the nations came together, You had your this nation here, that nation here, but the Cherokees was basically putting the whole thing on. And boy, the Cherokees had some money. These guys come riding up in some fine automobiles. Especially the Miamis that went over there to Oklahoma, and they was taking on the Trail of Tears. They ended up settling at what they call the Miamis. The Miami Indians, they hit the oil. They didn't take long. The white man got it from them, but they had oil. I talked with my children about the history, what it was like. My family, my mother, her father was half Cherokee, and the rest of the family was Irish, and the Irish so hated the Cherokees. It's unbelievable, and yet the family fought amongst themselves. The Irish hated the Indian. So when you went to the house, to a neighbor or a relative's house, you had to be very careful which tribe you was representing. Because I looked like the Irish, I fit in with the Irish, but I had a love and passion for the Cherokees. And I always felt at home when I got around the Cherokees. I felt really at home with the Cherokees. Now I have 2 Cherokee children that are the most loving, caring human beings. They are extremely intelligent. I'm talking about really high done is like in that Mensa stage. He's really computer science and all that stuff. So yeah, the Indians, the Cherokees, brought the first written language for Chief Sequoyah worked for many years, hidden secretly, developing the Cherokee language, because had the white man had found out about it, they would have executed him immediately. Because see, once they got where they could write their own letters and white man couldn't read it, that pissed them off like you wouldn't believe. Because see, white man's got to be in control. And they created the Indian Cherokee Sequoyah. He's buried in Alabama, and I went to his mound where he's buried. It's a spectacular gardens, many, many, many hundreds of acres, and they gave him a real good resting place. Look over there. Speaking of resting, that's Himalayan's dog.
Himalayan's dog.
She's dreaming.
Well, she is really, I mean, snugged out. Well, see, my dog ain't hardly moved since this morning. He's still over there.
Yeah, mine came in, jumped on the bed, and been passed out since.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to say our goodbyes. Let me see. My heart goes out for oh my God, yeah. Everybody that has had parents, especially parents or loved ones that you care about, to see them go through the stages. It's a horrible thing. I wish the best for all of y'all, that none of you ever have to deal with that.
It's heartbreaking.
And statistically, you're going to deal with it because it's a high percentage of people.
Yeah, statistically, someone in your family is going to have it eventually.
You know, this ain't brand new, because back when we was kids now, we had a relative that would actually be a little bit odd, a little bit off from us, and they'd say, he is just funny turned. But he was already going over the edge. It was dementia, Alzheimer's back in those days, but they just called a relative that was out of way just funny turned. And of course they would go ahead.
It can come at any age. It just usually occurs in the elderly. And what it is the shrinking of the brain. Accelerated shrinking of the brain. It's when the brain shrinks rapidly.
Making sure that there's no rattling.
Yeah, no rattling.
God, oh, hey guys, there's a picture of key fob right over there. We're not leaving just because you got here. We've run our 5 hours. I don't have a limit, but I like to try to fix her dinner. It's already a little bit after 12 here. It's 12:31, so I got to go fix her dinner. Mine too, lunch, I guess we call it. And so you guys all be safe out there and enjoy your life. And don't worry about this bullshit. If it happens to you, you got the strength and the character to get you through it. And if you don't, come back to old Mac and he'll help you guide your way through any of those issues there. So if you got any issues, bring them to old Mac. He it all. So let's say a goodbye to each and every one of you.
All right, Key Fob. Good luck with that. Call me.
All right, Key Fob, OC, Sick, and Old Mac. It was good seeing you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Well, this thing won't die.